Hello, everyone. I am Justin Kessel, the owner of Central Texas Network in Action, and I am here on our first training video to show you a little bit about the website. This is mainly for brand new people who are just getting onboarded. We are trying to make sure that you know exactly how to get to everything. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. So this is your main screen. You're not going to have all of these groups on here. It'll probably be one of these three groups right here that you're part of. But we're going to go ahead and go down this sidebar right here and just kind of go over what each part of this means and how to fill things out correctly. So this first one is a pretty simple one. This is pass a referral. This is you vouching for one of our other members and sending them a new client. So when you click on this, you put in that referral recipient's name. So if I were to say go for Rebecca Vita, I can just start typing in her name and it pops up right here. I put in that person's first and last name, their phone number, their email address, let her know when to call them. Don't worry too much about the estimated value, just put in something, it doesn't really matter. The notes here do not go to the referral. It goes to Rebecca. So this is any sort of notes that you need to send to her. Once you hit that send button, it sends her an email saying that she has a new referral in the system. It sends an email to that person who got referred with Rebecca's bio and her video, and you get 50 payment points. And we'll go over payment points in a little bit. So once you have gotten a referral, you can always look them up in this next box, My Referrals. So My Referrals is all the referrals that you have received from other members. So this one right here is a health insurance client that Charles sent me. Once I'm done with this and I have either gotten the sale or not gotten the sale, one thing I really do want to make sure that you all put in here is the status, either closed or lost opportunity. When you put in the closed or lost opportunity, it's going to send that person who was referred an email with a survey. That survey is going to be filled out by that person, and they're going to let everyone know exactly, how the service was. That's going to go both to the person who was referred and the referrer. So that person who was referred has a written testimonial for marketing purposes. And then the person who referred them originally has verification and accountability that this is a good referral partner for them. They can refer them more business in the future. So be very, very sure to close out that business in here. It's a really important part of our process to make sure that we're getting them highest quality members that we possibly can. So when you go back to the main menu, the next button down is the Sent Referrals button. So if I click on this one right here, these are referrals that I have sent to others, so you can follow up on your referrals very easily in the system. See right here, the status, it says new. The main thing that you need to be looking for on this one is for them to close it out. So for instance, this one that I sent Monica McKittrick, I put them into her system myself, so I know that she did close it out. So I need to contact her and make sure that she closes this out so that they get that survey. You can always look up any of your past referrals there. That it keeps it forever. Payment points, I'm going to skip over for a second because I want to go over them in more detail. The next one is create a connection. So this is a business partner for you. This is not a referral, but say I'm talking with Wendy Bowie, our graphic designer in the Pflugerville group, and she has a storyteller branding marketing person. That's a great referral for her. So that's not going to be a client for her. That's going to be someone who sends her referrals. So you can hit create a connection here. And this create a connection, of course, you're going to put in that recipient's name. So I would put in Wendy, and it's going to pop her up right there. I put in that person's information right here. The only thing that's actually really necessary is their name and then the email address of that person that you're sending it to. This PS is a note that both of them are going to see in this email, so just make sure that you word that correctly. This is the generic part of the email that's going to be sent out to them. And again, both Wendy and that person who is being referred to her are going to receive an email. The bio page that person who is being referred gets has different questions from your profile than the referral was, or that the referral got. So that means make sure you fill out your bio fully because there's going to be different things that get sent to different types of referrals. So going back over here, the group roster is, of course, the roster of people in your group. So our Pflugerville roster right here. And of course, it goes down to each of our different groups. When you click on that person's name, it has their full bio in there. If they have a video, it's going to have their video on it. So make sure once you first get going and you are put into a group, go through that group roster and read everyone's bio and watch all their videos if they have them. That way you get to know your other members without wasting time of asking all these basic questions that they're going to be able to answer right there on that bio. The group scoreboard is your pavement points. So you start out when you first start the group as Honey Boo Boo. So she is our newest member. So of course she's a Honey Boo Boo right now, and you work your way up all the way up to Warren Buffett. The more points you get, of course, the higher ranking you have. And so how you get points, sending referrals, coming to meetings, all that kind of good stuff. Pretty much everything that you do that's an activity that is part of what we do in NIA, you'll get some sort of pavement points for. And that's why I wanted to save pavement points for last. So this pavement points button, if you come to a monthly meeting, you get 10 points. If you bring a guest with you, you get 60 points. You're never expected to bring a guest, but if you do, we want to reward you for that. So you get more points for doing it. Coaching session, that is a training that we provide for you. So for instance, I have one of my members is wanting to do a training on one-to-one. So we're going to do a live training on Zoom for it. Everyone that comes to that session gets 30 points for coming to it. Doing a one-to-one, that is you and another member sitting down and talking business. This is not a social call. This is not you meeting up for beers. This is you spending 30 minutes each going on a deep dive into each other's businesses and really trying to figure out the best ways to give each other business and help boost each other's businesses. So one-to-ones is an extremely important thing to do. This is the number one money generator that you can do in any of these groups. That's the whole point of doing referral networking. You have to do one-to-ones in order to get your money back. Tag along is something that we do specifically in NIA that I really enjoy. So tag along is, say I am referring Charles Heinzelman over to Johnny Potatoes. If I go with him to that meeting with Johnny Potatoes and I'm his cheerleader while I've already vouched for him and Johnny has already seen his profile with his video, it's going to be a lot easier to get that sale for Charles. So if I'm going along to that meeting, of course, I'm going to be getting tag along points because I'm helping him build his business. Mini Meet is very similar to that. If one of our members is holding a workshop or some sort of event, and you either go yourself or you send someone to that event, you're going to get Mini Meet points. The whole point of that is you're helping them boost their business. You're making it so that those people who do show up see a much larger group, which gives them a lot more credibility. You may or may not be interested in their product, but regardless of if you go there, you're going to learn more about their business anyway. So that's going to help you send them more business in the future. So I really do want to encourage all of you to go to as many workshops or whatnot that any of the other members are doing. The last one is virtual meeting. That's webinar or FaceTime. So if you decide to go to if you want to do a one-to-one with another member, but you can't meet in person, you get the 15 points instead of the 25, just because in person is a little bit better. During COVID, of course, it's a little bit different, so you're getting the full 25 points, and I'm probably going to have to edit that part out once the COVID thing is ended, but just to kind of let you all know, any one-to-one that you're doing right now, you're getting the full 25 points for. So the last button on the side over here is the request to review button. And this one is extremely important for you to use. This is our social media, we call it the Rep Man program. So anyone that I am wanting to get a review on my Google, Facebook, or Yelp site, I can put in their name right here. I can put in their email address and their mobile phone number, and it will send them over this bit.ly link saying, hey, thank you for choosing to review the Kessel Group. So let me just kind of show you what that looks like. So when they click on that link that's in that text, that email, it's going to bring them over to this screen right here. So it's going to have my logo or image. They can click on 5 stars, and then it goes right to Google, Facebook, or Yelp. I click on one of those ones, and it takes me right to the review page. Now, of course, I'm not going to be able to review it since it's my own page, but this does pop up the review option right away, so I don't even need to do another click. So this is 3 clicks in order to get a 5-star review from one of your clients. You can also send this to other members of your NIA team. I highly encourage each of you to do that. So while you're looking through their bios and reading their bios, make sure that you're sending one of these things to every single one of those other members. That way you're going to get a dozen or 2 extra reviews right off the bat. It's a really good way to boost your online presence. Reviews are the #1 thing that bring in business for you nowadays, and we're really wanting you to take advantage of this app. So beyond those buttons, when you go into your actual group itself, so let's go ahead and click on the Pflugerville group here. We will always have some sort of thing that we are talking about, Charles and myself, on here. This is kind of a hybrid between Facebook and LinkedIn, and it's only for the group members. When we are asking you to post on the group, this is what we're talking about. So, for instance, Scott here posted another one of his blog posts onto this. So this keeps him front of mind for all the other members of the group. They remember him at the front of their mind whenever anyone's talking about needing a bookkeeper or CPA. This is going to get him more business the more often that he does this. Wendy here, of course, posted about her graphic design page. So we really try and encourage you guys to post about these things as frequently as possible. We also post reminders, post events, things like that. And whenever you see one of these backgrounds, that means that we have a special announcement for you, whether it's a new member or some sort of new event that we're doing. We are doing another Zoom event for this month because of COVID. We had planned on meeting in person, but I had to, put in a notice right here. So this is a very important page for you to come to on a regular basis. Please do make sure you're posting in here at least 3-4 times a month to keep yourself front of mind. The last thing that I wanted to point out is when you hit this profile button up top, it's going to take you over to your bio, and I'm going to do a whole separate video on this, but this is your bio page, and make sure that you have this thing filled out completely. That will do it for this training. I hope that you learned a lot from this, and I will see you again next time.